All right. Good morning. Sorry, it's a little bit of a late start, but just a minute. No one's on yet. So, I wanted to talk a little bit about this class. It is, I've designed it for everybody so that regardless of whether you um, I don't even wear traditional yoga clothes. I just wear clothes that you can move in. This class is designed that if really you 10 minutes into it, you're exhausted, your body hurts, you're moving your legs like you've never moved before, um, realize that you can still sit and do. Okay, we're going to work on shoulders a little bit today, and I wanted to talk a little bit about some tools. And some of my grandkids have been here. And I'm not seeing too much. So, something that we use a lot, they're just little stretchy bands. Okay. Um, you do not need them to be heavy. This particular one is light. Okay. Different ones, you can order them on Amazon. You can get them at I bet Walmart has them. I haven't looked to see. My favorite are the ones that are just long, just a straight piece. They're not down here right now. I'm sorry, that wasn't very prepared, but the idea came this morning to share with you where you can get some of these tools. We've got some new bodies coming on that haven't been doing this on a regular basis. Some people I've run into that they're like, yes, I'd love to do something like that. So some kind of a band. This is so great for our upper body. It's great for our lower body too. Okay. The next little thing is a racquetball. And I've talked about this before. You can get them lots of different places. Walmart has 3 in a little cylinder for $3. Blocks. I love blocks. Okay, you can find thinner ones than this at Target. I've seen them at TJ Maxx, I think at Walmart. I prefer the fatter blocks. They're a little bit more firm and strong. If you know me and you live close to me, I can get these for you at discount. I think they're about $15 each. But Hugger Mugger, I get wholesale, but you can get them there. Any yoga place, you can order them. Amazon would have them. So I hope that you'll invest in yourself by getting just a few tools. These are amazing things. These are things that you can use. One of the reasons I go searching for them is I have them in different locations. So if I'm up on my computer, which recently I have been on the computer a little more than normal, I will take, and while I sit at the computer, I'll put one of these. You can use a belt, okay? And it's just, what it does is just little pulses. It's just working my muscles. My muscles are meant to move. They are not meant to just sit still. So really, we're going to focus today on moving every part of our body. Now, you might say, well, Debbie, I can't move like that. You may not be able to move exactly like I am, but you can still move every part of our body, okay? It's meant to move. So as you push through and wiggle and move some things. So when I'm working at the computer, more often than not, I'm here, okay? Sometimes I love the idea of one that isn't stretchy too, because then when you push into it, it holds you still and you feel the stretch all the way up into the hips, which is fabulous, okay? A regular belt or a yoke strap, okay? And I have those as well, okay? We're going to start in just a moment, okay? We roll through our feet, okay? I don't know how many of you have done foot zoning. I'm fairly new at it, but I have found a gal that is amazing. Within 5 seconds of going into this heel, which this heel is directly related to the fascia line that goes up here, she's like, what's going on in your hip? Because there was so much kind of this grittiness as she, and that's where my injury was. So I was very impressed and have been going back. She's also really helped. I don't know if you can see my feet. This left one has always been fine. This is a hereditary thing in my family. And the toe often comes over, right? It gets on top. And I've been working so hard yoga-wise for years. And I noticed I can hold them, and if I put it on the ground and plant it, I can move it. But one of the things with the foot zoning is I can just, it's like without me really moving it, with relaxing it, it's staying more forward. So if you've got some foot issues, yeah, um, I can help you find a reputable one. Reputable one. Okay. So go ahead and close your eyes. You're sitting on the edge of your chair. You've decided to move your body. Okay. I will teach this every single class that I teach online. Our body, our body is meant to move. Yoga is not poses. A yoga practice is not practicing poses. It can be, but that's not the design. The design of yoga is connecting your mind, your body, and your spirit, that beyond, the divinity. So as you breathe, your breath is a great tool to helping you connect. So we talk all the time about this connection. I'm going to keep my eyes closed. You're welcome to watch, but close them if you can. We have this opportunity to pay attention to what our body is doing, how it's feeling, and what it needs. The divine knows. We listen and hear it through our mind. But if we're so much go, 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 keep busy, just get stuff done, your mind doesn't have time. It starts to go, she's not listening to me. So, yeah, I'm going to stop sending. But what happens with this body is if we don't respond, like that's going to hurt you. That's out of alignment. That's too intense for your muscles. Somehow, and it's what happened with my hip, right? This continual practice of do something. So, one of the things that I recognized down the road in the healing process of my hip was this idea of I'm walking, I'm recognizing, I remember doing a yoga pose, coming into a lunge, and not being able to, without putting my hands on my thighs, lift my body up. Well, that's telling you that some of these hip flexors are not functioning. But it didn't hurt. So I really didn't pay attention to it, right? So this is kind of what yoga is about. True yoga is about paying attention. What is my body saying? Okay. Sometimes we don't want to do what our body is telling us to do or our mind is telling us to do. Sometimes we've been hurt and our heart is aching and we want to just numb that ache. Okay. We do all sorts of things to do that. The healing process comes when you open yourself up, when you courageously step forward into new, when you respect, admire, and feel gratitude for your body, for exactly where it is, not for what it's not. So deepen your breath. And maybe the best thing, I don't know, we could overwhelm ourselves, right, with all the different things we should be doing. I need to do this. I need to change this. I need to change this. I need to change this. I will do this. I'll do this. And then it's too much. So will you pick one thing today? One of the things I've been noticing as I've been out in the yard for 3 or 4 hours and then I go do a hot yoga that I sweat. I'm noticing that I'm not drinking enough to rehydrate after that. So that's my goal. Today I'm going to drink enough and more. Yeah, I might have to go to the bathroom a little more. Yeah, I might have, right? It might be but if I put a reminder in on my phone every half hour, drink a fourth of a cup, drink a half of a cup, take a big long swig. And that phone dings off. Most of us have phones. Most of them have alarms. This is the way we help train ourselves, okay? So maybe you put an alarm on your phone every morning or every night. Do 10 minutes of yoga. And you turn on one of these videos and you just do 10 minutes. The biggest thing that came to me as I did that was I recognized that I've been on my mat for a half hour now. And my body would thrill. And as we come here with our bodies and honor them and listen to them, they start talking more and more. It's an amazing process. Bring your hands to your heart center. This is a connection, palm to palm, all the way through the heart and back, pressing the thumbs into the sternum. Sit up as straight as you can. Take some really deep breaths. Letting that breath just wash up and down your spine. I make all of these videos public. You are welcome to watch them at any time. And if you have a favorite, watch it again and again. Bow to your heart, to your willingness to get on your chair today. Beautifully done. Okay, let's start. We're going to start with our racquetball. Okay, I like to put it under my foot. You can do right or left. Ooh, find a place that's maybe a little tight, and then just keep it there. You're just kind of swirling around on it, right? You're just working and wiggling. Pushing into the foot. Yeah. Okay. So that's the first move, is just that swirling around. Go ahead and find some places. If you've been in class with me for years and you're like, Debbie, I know all this. I understand. I always remember the wisdom of my father. Debbie, you like to eat every day. So I will tell you the same thing. Our bodies need to move every day. Okay. So that's the first one, is just the swirling around. Now we're going to actually go along. So you're going to go along, clear up to the heel and pull it back. If the ball rolls away, it's okay. Just go get it. Bring it back. If it's really hard for you to get up and go get it, then keep a stash by you. Okay? Because sometimes if you're on a hardwood floor, they roll away. Go ahead and rolling that. Yeah. All the way from the heel to that's part of that fascial train. Nicely done. Okay. And then plant the heel and you're just going to go back and forth. Back and forth. Okay. Do it on the ball of the foot. You'll probably have the least amount of pain there. Go ahead and do it up here on the knuckles of the foot. And then maybe you can get up on the toes. Those toes are all, I'm learning, are connected to the cranial nerves. Okay. Okay, then put the ball of the foot down and come across your heel. Now, for me, this side to side, I don't feel much of anything, but it is still stimulating. This is how you tell. Just move the ball away, plant your foot, close your eyes, and notice the difference between both legs. There is a tingle that's happening in this leg, okay? So it's fabulous. So I'm going to go where I feel it the very most is in the arches of my foot. So I'm going to go kind of, that's not the best. Let me show you this way on this other foot. Okay, right there. And I push down and I come, that's where I normally feel it the most. So go ahead and switch to the other foot. Swirl it around. If you find a place, do all of these movements with it, right? The lengthening, putting the heel down, rolling it across, putting the ball of the foot down, rolling it across. So make sure you get all of those movements, but then come back to like, oh, but this is where I really need it. And just pause. Now, some of you may have neuropathy. Okay. I've been studying a little bit just recently, and the Beamer technology. You're going to ask, it's got to be an acronym, and I'm not quite sure exactly what it stands for. Sorry about that. But I know we have one at the Purified Wellness Center where I work, where I am the yoga director. But neuropathy, it really helps with neuropathy in every case. They start feeling their feet. So if I had neuropathy, I would be finding some place, right, to get that. I'll find more information and try to type it in the show notes, okay, so that you can kind of know where to go with that, how to find that, okay. Because there's probably different technologies that are better than others. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, so down your feet. We didn't stay there long. If that's the only thing you do all day, if that's the only thing you really have time for, it's a valuable tool. It's valuable for our legs. Okay, let's warm up our shoulders. Grab your strap. If you don't have a strap, you can do it without. Okay, you just moving, just a range of motion like this is fabulous. Adding this just helps. Okay, so go ahead, start. Hands are going to be right like this. You're going to reach and back in. Again, if you don't have a strap, if you've got one of the long ones, you're just going to hold and stretch and back in and stretch and back in. Okay, I want you to notice something, and I'm going to come a little closer so that you can see this. Okay. Oh, let me grab the strap while I do that so that I can show you both ways. Okay, as you're working this way, okay, it's you'll notice that my shoulders really aren't doing this. I'm really trying to pull them down. Let me turn around in the back. These shoulder blades are really strong. This part of the trapezius muscle is really strong at doing this. Okay, that's fine, but take a look at my alignment from the side. The shoulders are rolled forward. I don't want that range of motion. I want this range of motion, right? To pull it in and pull it back. And so as we do that, as we work these arms, okay, let me do it from here. You really want to just keep, and this is without the strap, just keep the shoulder. So I'm working underneath the shoulder blade. That's what we're doing here. I feel the work without the strap, okay? If you want to, you can do it without the strap and then add the strap. But I'm still not letting this happen. So here, if you need to go stand in front of the mirror in your bathroom, go stand in front of the mirror in your bathroom and see if you can do that, okay? So that you're just pulling and look from the side angle. This humerus bone is not attached to anything. I mean, it's attached, but it's just resting on bones. So if we work it here all the time, nothing's working back here, and this is overworking, okay? So pull it back and work from here, okay? Make sense? Yeah. So out and in, out and in, out. Notice my fingers, they're working. Okay, I can just hang out and pull. I don't even know if I can do that. Okay, but if you work here, then you're working all the way up the forearm. You're working the muscles of the upper arm. You're working the muscles of the shoulder. Okay, so we're working it all. One of the things that yoga teaches us is to work everything and not just one particular thing. So we're learning to use the overall body. Okay, out and in, out and in. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Notice we brought the breath in. Go ahead and relax. If you've done it, you'll be feeling it, okay? roll through those shoulders. So notice that today we did the work before we warmed up and did the roll. You might go, Debbie, what was that all about? Okay, our bodies are meant not to always move the same way. There's all sorts of things that we have to do, tasks that require our body to move a different way. If all we do is move them the same way, then what happens is they'll get strong in that way, but not in the other ways. So this is designed to kind of do that. Okay, so if you've got a long strap, you're putting part of it underneath your foot. If you've got one of these, you're here. Turn your palm up and reach it in. If you've got the strap, you're just grabbing it here, okay? And then you're just pulling and back down and pulling and back down. Now, notice my knee isn't doing this. I'm not going to sit like that, okay? So hug this in. I love, and if you've got something to hug, you can totally hug it to keep them there, up and down. You'll notice that I'm working the bicep. That's 3. Here's 4. We're just going to do 5. Here's 5 and back down, okay? Second side. But you'll notice here, if you just let the legs go, then you really are just working here. But if you hold and squeeze those legs in at the same time, then it's pretty amazing what it can do. Up and down. Here's 3 and down. Here's 4 and down. Here's 5. If you can just come here, perfect. Go ahead and hold it for just a minute and release. Okay. Roll through those shoulders. Notice that we do the work and then we go for range of motion. Okay. This last one might be a little difficult for you. I'm again going to come down on my knees so that you can see. Grab it behind. Okay. Now, can you see how the shoulders roll forward? So you're going to turn the palms to face your rear end. Here. Yeah. Pull those shoulders back. Elbows are bent. And again, it's not shoulders up here. They're still pulling down. Okay, so this is down here. Elbows are bent. Palms are facing the rear end. And you're just going to lift them. Elbows up and back down. Elbows up and back down. Not. Here's 3 and back down. You can pull into that strap a little, back down, back and down. Try not to let it be this movement. Try to hold it back and just lift and lift. And then here's 4. I know, we got off count. 5 and release. Go ahead and go down, roll through those shoulders. Round, give yourself a hug, take it back. Open it up. Tuck your chin, lift your chin, and then come back up into your chin. Well, you're already in your chair. I'll come back up into my chair. Pause. Notice your shoulders. Not a ton of work, but you feel that tingle, and I feel this reminder to open up, get the shoulders on the back, to lead with my heart. Now, that might sound really weird to you, but in all honesty, have you ever watched people in the store? When I do teacher trainings, I have the students go, one of their assignments is to go watch people. And if you ever see anybody like this, they don't look very happy, right? I guarantee you that anybody walking in like this, head up, smile, okay, you just feel better. So even our posture can help us do that with our body, okay? So I'm hoping that will help. So that's, I don't think we'll do much more arm work that way, okay? Go ahead and we can lift our arms. Now, if you can't get them all the way up, you're welcome to come here, right? The inhale, the arms to here is perfect. You are feeling as if your arms are in the door, like you're going to go into a room and the arms get stuck and you're just reaching your chest. So if that's what you are doing, you can do it whether you're here. There the arms are again. I'm reaching my chest, okay? So we're reaching through with our heart, with our chest, which pulls the shoulder blades on the back. It gives us a little bit more range of motion. Okay, lift the chin, tighten the rib cage. There you go. Inhale here. Now the exhale is going to be a hinge at the hips. Notice it isn't my head reaching forward. The first thing coming forward is my chest, my abdominal cavity. Okay. So I'm on the side so that you can see. Inhale, arms, whether they're here or here, they are pulling back in your chest. So it's a tiny bit of a back bend. Can you see how my back is curling back just a little bit? That might be really intense for you. That's okay. And then lean forward. Breathe. Come back up. Do it again. Lean forward. If you need to bring your arms down and bring them back up, please do so. I'm going to do it from this part now. Pull back, reach the chest, lean forward, and reach up, and lean forward, and come up. Go ahead, one more, lean forward. That's the first part. So the inhale is here, the exhale is here. Then hands are coming to the thighs. You're going to round back. Most people can do that one pretty good. Feel the stretch right here. Clear down maybe into the hips. Tuck your chin, and it's like somebody's pulling your rib cage back. It's leading the way. And then that's the exhale, right? And then inhale, unwind and come all the way up. Here we go. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, hinge. Take a breath here. Inhale. Hands to the thighs. Round it back, exhale. And inhale, curl it on up. Beautifully done. And pause. Exhale, inhale. Hinge, exhale. Take a breath here. Inhale. Hands on the thighs. Exhale, round it back. Oh, yeah. Inhale. Stack vertebrae on vertebrae. Come all the way up. And pause. 3 more. Here we go. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Whoops. And exhale. Inhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Hands on the thighs. Curl it back. Exhale. Yeah. Inhale. And pause. And then pause. Close your eyes again. How does your body feel? Yeah. That tingle that you felt in your feet is now in your spine. Okay. Our bodies need this. We're going to add on a twist. Okay. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, take the hinge. Hands on the thighs. Curl it back. Inhale, come all the way up and let the arms come with you. Okay, even if they're here. This arm comes to this thigh. This hand comes to the back of your chair. Now, if you're on a stool, come to the stool. The one thing you want to watch, turn around here again. There's that shoulder. So bend the elbow up and over. It's almost like your shoulder's going over the rainbow, right? There it is. You're holding on to something so that you can then twist to the side. Notice my shoulders aren't here. And I'm not twisting with my shoulders, okay? The hands are helping, but I'm bending the elbows and I'm trying to twist at the waistline, okay? Twists are so good for us, okay? They develop these crisscross muscles, the obliques, okay? Let's try the other side. Inhale up, exhale. Hands on the thighs, curl it back. Inhale, lengthen, bring the arms up too. This arm comes across. Now, if this happens, try to push this. Just take the shoulder up and around, keep the elbow bent, and reach for the back of the chair or the seat, and just twist and breathe. Okay. Notice it's more difficult to breathe, isn't it? That is because we're wringing out the spine. We're compressing the lungs. Okay. So if you are like, I can't breathe very good, pause. Try to be really patient and just take a slow inhale. You'll notice the body will start to respond. Go ahead and inhale again. And pretty soon you can get to a place where your lungs are inhaling and exhaling and come back to center. Okay. Beautifully done. If that is bothering your low back, I want you to grab a block and I want you to take it as wide as it can go. Okay. And you're going to take your feet out wider. So my knees are right over my ankles. Okay. And you're going to push into that. I'm trying to decide if I want you to go narrow. I think I want you to go narrow. I was thinking of doing something, but in the twist, I think I want you here. So go narrow. Ignore that last part. I'll probably edit it out. I can do that. Okay. Inhale up. Exhale, hinge. Inhale here. Hands on the thighs. Curl it back. Notice it's getting a little easier. Inhale, uncurl. Bring the arms back up. Take the twist. Okay, this hand comes here. It can also go here if you can't reach all the way. Here, up and over with your shoulder, bent elbow, and revolve. Just turn it around. Take some breaths. Inhale and exhale. My first ones are always, this is harder to breathe. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. I don't know about you, but I'm finding some popping going on, little chiropractic adjustments. One more breath. Inhale, exhale, and release. Nice. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, take the hinge. Hands on the thighs. Curl it back. Inhale, undulate up. Yeah, take the arms with you. Take the twist on the other side. It's totally going here, but you're hugging down, right, as you're doing it. It's just actually going to widen your hips. Or you can bring it to your thigh. This, shoulder up and around, elbow bent, and twist. Breathe. Maybe your twist is only to here. Perfect. Maybe you can get all the way around. Perfect. It's all perfect, right? Inhale. And exhale. Take the breath up and down the spine. Inhale. And exhale. And inhale. 2 more breaths and exhale. Notice how it softens. Notice how the inhale becomes more doable. Our bodies are that way. 1 more breath. And on the exhale, release and come back around. Okay. Go ahead. Round over. Put your arms on your thighs. Let your chin, your chest, your head just hang. And just round. Okay. We're going to be working the back of the neck here. So I'll come a little closer so you can see that one too. That might be easier, so then you can't see my feet. Okay, you're here. Tuck the chin. Okay. You're going to feel as if the top of the head is coming towards your toes. I'm not doing this. If you've got a belly that kind of gets in the way, it's okay, right? Just come down, not quite so much. Let that just hang. Tuck the chin towards the sternum. And hang. And breathe. I'm pushing a little bit into my forearms so that there is a total round in the spine. And then plant those hands and slowly unwind. Beautifully done. Okay. Pause, close your eyes again. Notice how you feel. So I kind of, when I'm here, okay, I kind of go through my body and I can see, I feel my feet, I can feel my spine, I can feel my shoulders, I can feel my neck. But it's like the sides of my neck, the sides of my body. Here we go. Okay, I do want you to grab your block. Okay. When we do side body, the tendency is to kind of collapse all this to go here. You'll get so much more if you'll put that in and lengthen that side body, okay? But we're going to start with our neck, but just hug this. I always bring it up a little because this action of pushing down takes your thighs and rolls them. It's called an internal rotation. And when that happens, the hips expand and you actually stretch like this, the back of the sacrum, in between the hips. That feels fantastic. Okay. So You can just have that between. I like to bring it up even higher because then as I push, I get more of a stretch. So the hands just can rest there. And if you don't have a block for this first time, hands can be here. It's okay. Go ahead and just look over that shoulder and come back to center and look. So you'll notice, I've told other people that have been doing this with me, when you record this online, I'm not going to give you right and left. Just do what I'm doing. The reason being is it flips it. So even though when I see myself doing it, I'm going to the right, you're going, well, so am I. But if somebody was sitting in front of me, they would be going left. And so as a teacher, I usually do the mirroring. So it's totally messed with me. So when I do recordings, I just say, take your head over the shoulder. Cheaty, cheaty. I know. Go to the other side. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Last one. Exhale. Go up with the chin and down with the chin. As you go up, see if you can keep the shoulders down. As you go down, pull them down even a little more. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Two more. Inhale up. I love to close my eyes and just really try to focus on how is my body feeling. Go back down. Hold it down. Pull the shoulders up by the ears. Pull them back. Notice that stretch between the shoulder blades. Okay. It's a fabulous stretch. Go ahead and slowly keep the stretch going on. Keep the shoulders pulling back. Bring the chin up and then pull the head back, and you'll notice the pulls stop. This is actually the way we should stand. As you look from the side, okay, I've pulled the shoulders back, right? The head was here, but as I slowly bring it here, the pull lessens, but can you see how it's still a little bit forward? I pull back like someone's tugging on my ears. The weight shifts. I can feel it go into my hips. I've got that perfect back neutral spine, and the head is reaching and down. And I don't know about you, but I don't want that dowager hump. I want this action, and it requires that I strengthen that. So this is where we want to stand. Okay, nice on the neck. Let's do side body. Grab your block and put it back in, or maybe you didn't let it go. I just did the turn. Okay, bring your hand to here or here, but I like it on the thing. If it's on the thing, up and around with the shoulder, and then up and over. Now, if you can only go here, you're there. You're twisting to the side. You're twisting to the side. Come back up. You're twisting to the side. It's not twisting. You're coming up and over. You're bending to the side. Okay? You're bending to the side. I don't know about you, but I feel that into my back, down to my hips. It's fabulous. And again, the head isn't here to watch. The head is here. And if you need to, I love to put my hand on the back of my head. Okay? We're doing 10 of these. So there's 6 and 7. Oh, let the elbow go as high as you can. 8. Push the head back a little bit. 9 and 10. And then come back to center and pause. That feels so good all along this side, doesn't it? Try the other side. If you're doing the here, up and around, right? You can hold back here if you want to, but the shoulders back. We're working them back. Up and over and back. And maybe one side you can go up and over, and the other you have to go here. Either way, we're just bending in the spine, right? And there's 4. And then if you want, if you notice that your head's moving forward and you can get your hand behind there, and just go ahead behind and up and behind and up. And here's 8, 9, and 10. Notice that one side feels a little more stretched than the other. That is totally normal. That happens all the time. Um, okay, so hips. I'm going to scoot back a little so you can see this. You can see my feet. Okay. Sometimes our hips are our tightest, and I know that there's some people on that have hip issues, and I know that I have. You are welcome to grab a block to put your foot on. Okay. If you're like, maybe I don't have a block, then just on your schedule this week before next Thursday, go find a block, right? Go grab yourself a block. Um, Contact me if you know me. I have a few still, okay? So you're up here, or if your hips will allow, you're on the outside of the foot and the knees gone wide. Okay, we are going to come up, we're going to go out, we're going to come up, we're going to go out. That may kill your hips, okay? If that's the case, then you're here and you're just moving forward and back and forward and back, okay? Out is up, in is back, out, up, in, back, out is up, and in is back. One more, out, up, in, back. Lift up the leg, hold it up. That's using the muscle, okay? Put it back down. Good job. Second side. There's the up. If you can't get it out to the side, and maybe one hip can and one the other, I totally understand that one. This is just the hinge, right? The forward and back hinge. Totally fine to be a part of, okay? Turn it to the outside edge, here, and back in, okay? If you can get it out and back in. If you need something, maybe you just have a step stool, because this block, as you see, is kind of wobbly. Maybe you need a little bit more weight, or a heavier base to put that on, okay? You can totally use a stool. Be creative. You'll figure something out, okay? So here we go. Inhale, here, exhale, back. Inhale, we're rocking our hips up, exhale, back. If you're just here, it's here and back. Inhale, open, exhale, close. Inhale, open, exhale, close. Inhale, last one, open, exhale, close. And you might be saying, Deb, we did more there. We did. It's okay. I'm well aware, right? So go ahead and walk your feet as wide as they can go out to the side. You are sitting up straight. So I have to work. If I stay back here on the chair, sitting up straight is hard. This is not a couch potato sit. Okay. Many men sit like this. Most women don't sit quite like that, but we're still here. Okay. So come to the edge of your chair. So this is one of the best things you can do for your hips. Plant your feet. Notice the weight loves to shift to the outside edge. Try to push both sides down. It'll actually bring you up a little bit more. Sit up as tall as you can. You don't have to be wide. I have not gone totally out to the side. Okay, it's more at a 45-degree angle. Okay, hands on your thighs. The inhale is here. The exhale, tuck your tailbone. Tuck under. I'll do it from the side in a minute. Inhale, here. Exhale, tuck and under. Okay, so that looks like this from the back. If you're on the side, inhale is here. I'm coming forward. There's that same hinge. Exhale, I'm rounding back. I'm tucking that tailbone under, so that's those are ribs again. Inhale here. Exhale here. Creating movement, this pelvic tilt, okay? It's one, I'm sorry, we lose as we age. We lose the flexibility in that, okay? I've worked with clients that I tell them, I show them this, and I'm like, okay, go ahead and start. And they're like, I'm doing it. and you can't see any movement. So if that is you, it's okay. If you feel it, if you're like maybe all your movement is just here. Fabulous. This is movement that our spine needs every day, every day. Inhale here. Notice we've done easily 10. We're going to do 5 more. Inhale, open. Exhale, tuck and close. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. There's 3. Exhale, close. Here's the 4th one. Exhale, close. If this is all you, last one, this is all you can do with your hips, fabulous work. Okay. So let's talk about knees for just a minute. Knees are often, pretty much any lower leg has to do with kind of a fear of maybe you got something coming up, something in your life that isn't going really well. And knees, stepping in the future bugs our knees. Okay. You might have had a knee injury. Okay. So if that's the case, you really don't ever want your knee more than a 90-degree angle. You're not going to do all this kind of stuff with it. Okay. But the best thing to strengthen or to create is to strengthen the muscle on the top, on the bottom, and also the muscles here. Use them. Okay. So we don't, one of the things that, and I didn't know this, and I danced right through, was you just moved. Okay. I didn't understand that if I engage the bottom of my foot and resist and have this, that joint then remains healthier because there's no muscle right here in the joint. It's all tendons and ligaments from this stuff. And what we tend to do is we stay in one position and get tight. Okay. Here, this particular muscle is contracted. Even if you're not thinking of contracting, the muscle is bent in half because the muscle is long when it's here. And that's when it's flaccid. So the minute anytime you lift, that is a hip flexor muscle. Okay. All of the muscles kind of work that way. So we want to work a little bit of these. I want you to grab and also the hamstring. The hamstring is, so we're going to stretch a little of the hamstring. We're going to work a little bit of the quadricep. Okay. So the quadricep, in all honesty, is one of the hardest things to work in a seat. I can work the hamstring better than I can the quadricep when I sit down. One of the easiest ways to work the quadricep is to lift it up, flex it, and just go in and out with your foot. That extends it there, right? Okay, that is working it because it's lifting and holding itself up. This is one of the best ways to work. The problem is you get into the hip flexor even more. Okay, your hamstring is also working here. Okay, so try the other leg. Just lift it a little off the floor and straighten it and bend it. You may not get it all the way straight and you're not all the way bent, right? If you've got a knee, you're not coming all the way back. But just work that a little. You'll start to feel a little burn. Okay, and just kind of celebrate the fact that, oh, good, I'm working muscle. And go ahead and put that back down. When you pause it, you can feel that there's some fatigue there. In a seat, that's one of the best ways to work this quad muscle because for it to contract, okay, it has to, that shortens it, right? And that shortens it. And there's other ways, squats or, there's just lots of ways to work it, but that's one. And it's one that you can do in the chair. Okay. So to work the hamstring, however, is a little more, I like it. I'm going to grab a block. Okay. You're going to put this foot behind the block. You can't see it. I'll turn from the side. You're going to put this one on top of it. Okay. So it's kind of on my foot and on my heel. Let me turn sideways so you can see this. It's on my foot. It's on my heel. You're going to have to fiddle with that and get it so that it'll stay in place. And then you're just you're planting this one foot. Okay. Notice it's at a right angle. And then I'm bringing this over and I'm pulling back. You'll feel it underneath the leg. Contract and release. Contract, pull it back and release. Pull it back. It's one of the best, safest ways to use your quadricep, to protect your knee and to do your hamstring. Okay. That contracts it. Let's do the second side. Okay. Pull it in, release it out. Spread through your toes, pull it in, release it out. Pull it in, release it out. Notice my body isn't moving. That's one of the things I can isolate, and I can get right into that hamstring muscle and pull it in. And you might feel, oh, Debbie, this is working too. It is. We don't get to work just one part of our body. We think we're isolating, but okay. And then release. We'd only do a few of those. You should feel that. Okay. Now, go ahead and stand up. Turn your chair, or I'll turn the chair so that you can see this. Stretching the hamstring is also very important, lengthening it. If you're sitting all day, that hamstring isn't. So the only way, okay, it starts right here, up where you find those sit bones. Okay, they're the protrusions of the pelvic girdle. So it's not part of the leg. This is actually up in the pelvic area. So remember that pelvic tilt we worked? When I tilt it forward, that extends up and will stretch the hamstring. Now, oftentimes people come here and I see this. They lock their knees back and then they bend here, okay? Nothing in my hamstring is really stretching. You might feel it, but more often you're gonna feel it right here. And you can't really see in these pants, but my knees lock back really well, okay? Nothing's working in my knee and my legs. They're all flaccid. Nothing has to work, okay? So I wanna bend my knees forward. I wanna find that tilt. Remember the round up and the tilt back that we practiced already? I want the tilt. Then I'm gonna put my hands here and I'm gonna pull back with my hips. Now, if you've got a chair like mine that's really lightweight, you're gonna have to push down with your hands too. But lengthen back. See if you can get your head in between your arms. You might be up here, and that's fine. And then I want you to round. Oh, that's a great stretch on the low back. And then bend the knees and stick it out. That is one of the best ways to stretch the hamstring. It also, at the same time, is strengthening and working the low back. This is why. So the low back is not contracting. When we're here, the low back contracts. Hips, low back, legs. Probably the biggest thing we work with. They're the biggest muscles. Pull it in, take it back. Okay, so go back and hold now. I'm going to bring my chair back a little bit. I want to reach the hips behind me. You'll notice I've got a little bend in my knee. Now I can do this without it. If you can, it's fine, but not locked, right? Little bend in the knee. Reach the shin forward towards the chair, reach your hips back, and then go ahead and walk it up. So we're going to do 10 of these. If you can only do 5, if you only do 2, if you only do 1, give it a try. Inhale, sweep the arms up, right? They go over your head. Exhale, plant feet, step back, lengthen, slight bend, reach. Go as long as you can in the spine and come back. Inhale up. Exhale, plant, and stretch. This is a down dog. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale. There's 3. Inhale up. And exhale. There's 4. Or maybe 5. Inhale up. I get to a point where it's just like, this feels so good on my body. I just want to keep going. Come in, reach it up, come down, hold it. Go ahead and hold for a breath. Inhale here. Exhale. Inhale, walk it in. Exhale. Can you make it be 1 exhale? You're elongating the exhale. Make it 1 inhale to step in. And arms up. And exhale. 2 more. And inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. Last one. And inhale. And exhale. Beautifully done. Go ahead and come back to your seat. Okay. Alrighty. So we are at the end of class. I want you to pause, take some deep breaths, and notice how you feel. How is the body responding? I can feel that I've worked my back. I feel tingly through my legs, my neck, and my chest. Okay, go ahead and move. You might feel tight in some places. Move into those tightnesses, okay? So we have worked our back. I want to show you something that you can do to stretch out your back. I feel like we need to do that, even though we're almost out of time. We'll just go a little bit over, okay? So grab your chair, reach down here. If you can get forearms there, you can, but if not, even just here, pushing in, just round. Okay, we do this in what we call child's pose, where we've got our knees bent, but that's not doable for people with knees. So we're stretching, but I want you to reach your right hip back, like it's trying to reach to the floor. But the chair is going to prevent you from going very far. So what happens is you get a stretch. Reach back with the right hip a little further, and you'll feel the stretch all the way up the side. And come back to center. Second side. Reach the hips back. Stretch. Breathe. Come back to center. Do the right side again. Breathe. Come back. Shift the hips. You're going left. Breathe. Beautifully done. And come back. First side. And come back. Second side. And then walk up. Go ahead and just roll. Last thing up is the head. Shoulders, neck, and head. Beautifully done. Okay. So, some of you getting on the floor is difficult. These are little lightweight travel mats that are amazing. Okay, so I need to change the angle of that camera so you can see the mat. Okay, if you can get on the floor, do so. Keep a chair handy for getting back up. Okay, come down, arms out to the side, feet planted. Take the knees to the right, look left. Windshield wipers. It's another really great stretch for the body. So I have one student that works all the time in a chair on the computer. He's in his 70s. And he was it was killing him to this work. And so he set an alarm on his phone. And every half hour, the alarm would go off. And he's on the floor doing this. Now, sometimes I understand you can't do that, right? But I was so impressed with his discipline and what changed in his body. And he just said it makes all the world of difference for him. So when he can, he does it. If you're in a meeting, you're not going to be able to do this. Inhale up, exhale down. Before bed, this would be a fabulous gift to yourself. Okay. Not ideal, but maybe you get into bed and then you do it. I wouldn't recommend it in that your spine isn't straight. Your spine can be straight here. Now, if your head struggles, like you're here and it's like this to reach the floor, roll a blanket underneath your neck and head to support that so that the shoulders can get below. Okay, so if you've already got a little bit of this going on, just roll a blanket, not any bumps in it. Roll it nicely. Get it right underneath there and plant it right. Beautifully done. Go ahead and take your feet, walk them wide, and put your knees together. If your knees won't go together by themselves, block between the thighs will help hold them there. Take some deep breaths, letting everything go. I have one student that's before yoga class. It's been 20 years since she got down on the floor. Okay? If you want to be able to get down and pick stuff up, then you have to do it. That's just the rule with bodies. We want to do something, we want to move it, we got to move it. So as you practice yoga, I'm going to leave you here today. Okay? As you practice this yoga, as you love on your body, as you recognize the beauty of this gift that you've been given and what it helps you do in the day. Feel such a sense of gratitude, feel. And then put a timer on your phone. And every day, I promise, if you'll do it, you'll start to notice differences. Namaste means the divine within me, the good and the light, the things that are wonderful within me. Recognize the same in you and bows to your success. So, namaste. Those of you watching live, this will be edited out. See you later.